Right, so my script is the Texan. Okay, right. I think that I can't even talk. I think that the genre of my script is more of like a thriller, but it's also got a comedy side to it. The duration is going to be around 10 to 15 minutes, and then the theme is kind of resurrection, but I'll carry on going into that later. The storyline, there's a ghost hunter from Texas that comes to explore a Welsh castle, which will be like, yeah. The setting, the location where I would see my like film being done is in Ruthin Castle, which is like an actual castle in Wales. I'd want the characters to look authentic and like sound it as well. I could see as the Texan like Tom Hardy, because he's like he can pull off like a rough look. Yeah, and then for like Alice the ghost, like someone with long blonde hair, so like Mary Kate or Ashley or someone like that. And then I've got like a receptionist and a maid as well, but I think I'd rather use someone who actually works in the castle because it'd give off like a more authentic and like real feel. Okay, the plot. The Texan has come over from America to Wales to explore like this haunted Ruthin Castle, and he's got this special talent, as we'll call it, that he feels like the presence of ghosts when they're like around. But as the story goes on, like you find out that he can't actually feel the ghosts in this castle, even though like he knows it's haunted and everyone says it. And then one night he goes to this medieval banquet, and then he actually sees a ghost, and so does everyone else in the hall. So then later on that night he goes back and he tries and finds this ghost, and then he finds out that his quest for the night is to help all of the other ghosts in the castle to like pass over into the afterlife, but he only has until dawn or they'll stay in limbo for another century. So after he does all this, he then goes back to Alice to try and help her pass over, and actually finds out that he's a long lost relative of her, so that's why he couldn't feel like all the presence of the ghosts when he first got there. Okay. And then obviously they're actually real pictures, and I've been down that corridor and it is creepy as anything. Okay, right, there's nothing on there, but yeah, I'll talk through it. So the theme, it's about resurrection, because obviously it's ghosts and they're like still around, and it's actually based off a real ghost story, because my mum used to work in the castle, and in the medieval banquet she actually served a Texan, and then he was like, "Where's my serving girl?" And she was like, "There's only me and my other friend over there." And he was like, "No, she's got really long blonde hair, she's in a blue dress," and all sorts. So she was like looking around, and then she sees someone up on a balcony where no one else is allowed to go. And then she's like, "Is that her up there?" And he goes, "Yeah." She's like thinking, "Oh God, she's not allowed up there, there's only meant to be the master of ceremonies." And then the ghost turns towards the room and she just disappears like a really heavy cloud, just being blown away from a fan, and then that was it. She was gone out of that room, and yeah, I've been in there and it's just such a cold feeling, it's just horrible. So that's it. It's a ghost story as well there. So, and then obviously you've got a bit of a comedy side, but you'd have to read the script to find that out. Okay, right, my idea, obviously I got it from the ghost story, and like I feel like it's an important subject, because I mean you've always got like death and the afterlife around you, and like we always wonder, is it real, is it not? And you see all these programs about like finding ghosts and all sorts, and for like my script to be off something that's actually a real life experience, I feel like it is an important thing that it's better to show it like that. Okay, the style of it, because it's set as a medieval thing and it's actually in the castle, everything I'd want it to be authentic. So with the clothing, the hair, the makeup, the actual setting as well, because this is the medieval banquet and that's how it's all set out. I'd want it to be like that. So it'd be a bit difficult for art people. So the practicality, it's a bit difficult because it's in Wales and I'd want it to be in the actual castle, so you'd get more of a real feel. So it'd be getting down there, making sure that you could actually hire it out. I mean, I know that this programme's being actually filmed in there, so it can be done. The special effects, I think the only thing that it would be is on like a balcony scene, because I'd want that done like how my mum actually told me, like, so that would be the only special effects kind of thing. And then obviously just the design of it all, it's medieval, so it's just getting everything to look real and authentic. But if you were there, it'd be a bit easier because they'd have everything there anyway. Okay, any questions?
So is the whole story set in medieval times or just the ghosts being medieval?
It's like all of the ghosts and stuff, but I think I'd want it set more back that way, just the whole look of it. So yeah, it's more of the ghosts.
So the ghosts would be just actors with makeup, or would you enhance them in any way with?
I haven't really thought about that, but I think that when they actually go and like help them pass over, yeah, I'd rather have actors with the makeup on, because it'd be really difficult. And then, yeah. Yes.
The look of the film.
Yes.
Are you wanting it to be like dark as like a normal thriller, or would you like it a bit lighter?
I wouldn't want it to be dark, but I want it to be like still all the same colours, but maybe dulled down a bit just to make it feel eerie and stuff. And then, yeah, just medievally, like old type of films.
Are there any films that have films or TV shows that have inspired you either visually or conceptually for this?
I think the only thing that really inspired me was my mum's story, but thinking on it, like you've got Robin Hood, that's kind of set back in those days. You've got Game of Thrones, that's all medievally kind of olden times. So I think you could like take bits off of that just to try and make it look as good as it can do. But I can't really think of anything else. I'd say like more Robin Hood kind of themed, kind of, yeah. Anything else?
Is the Texan, is he like the protagonist? Did he always like the
Yeah, the Texan's like the protagonist, and then Alice is just the antagonist. That's the word. Yeah. So yeah, it's all about like the Texan. So. Any other questions?